This program and its contents are designed for information and educational purposes only. This program does not render medical advice or professional services and is not intended to be a substitute for professional care. The information provided here should not be used for the purposes of diagnosing or treating a medical or psychiatric condition. If you have or suspect you may have a health problem, consult your healthcare provider.
Hi, welcome to Positive Momentum TV. I'm Diane Silva, and today
During this process, prior to, during that little downtime, so to speak, at that point, when it started getting closer, a few months out, we started getting emails about, okay, people tossing around ideas of what to do. And so the reality started coming back into the forefront that this is coming.
Mm-hmm.
What did you feel at that point?
Well, there were several things going on. A, it was real. B, this is a long flight. C, it's like, oh my God, this is going to be all about family.
No.
Well, you asked what I felt.
No, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I apologize.
And this is one of the key component too, is, and this is a perfect example of one of the things we deal with. It's like, I can feel myself kind of escalating a little bit now. I believe in Mel Brooks' movie High Anxiety. It's a must-see, if you like that kind of humor. And he's like, I'm not afraid of heights, I'm afraid of family. Hello. I've spent my whole life taking trips to be with family. So, it wasn't always a pleasant experience. And you've seen a couple of those, so, it's one of those, oh, is this going to be like that? Again, time traveling back to what if? Yeah. Am I working my butt off to get someplace so I can sit there and be, dictated to by family? I don't get to do what I want to do while I'm there. The stories we tell ourselves, and it's not fact because we don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm projecting.
Right. But
I'm time traveling, and I'm doing the what if, and I've had conversations with you that you weren't even part of. Hello. A whole conversation done. So it's like that. So there was so many components that it was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this, and that was when it started being a chore to get ready for this. And it's like, okay, I still have to do this. I still kept moving forward, even though the wind was getting stronger.
Right. From what I was observing was the fact that I could see things building in you.
Yeah.
And there was really no release or no downtime. It was just kind of kept building and building and building. So at what point did you feel like that pressure, or did you feel like that released a little bit?
I think when I told you to prepare that I wasn't going to go. When I made the decision to tell you, prepare yourself, I don't think I'm going to be able to go.
Which was
God.
Very hard for you to say.
Oh my God, it still is hard to think about. But not for many reasons, not just the fact that you're going to go to Hawaii without me, but I feel defeated. This disorder, whatever you want to call it, is getting the best of me. Mm. And that really
upset you.
Yes, thank you. It's frustrating, it's annoying, it's angering. So, and what that does is that refires the fact that I'm going to beat this thing. Because when I feel defeated, I feel like the phoenix, rising from the ashes. Yeah, you're burnt out, you're done, whatever. And then you just, wait a minute, mm-hmm. I'm not going to go out like this. Right. So there's this constant struggle. I should be real thin with all the battles going on and the activity going on in here, but that was, I think, when I finally decided, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
Prepare yourself to go alone.
Right. So for the audience's information, you did disclose that you didn't think you were going to be able to go. At that point, it was a bit of a shock to me, but at the same time, it was something I'd already been thinking about because I felt like the potential's always there. You know what I mean? When we first started talking about it, I felt like there was a chance. This came to a point, and I do appreciate your honesty and you being able to actually say what you did. I think our relationship has helped us be able to talk about something as difficult as that without there being repercussions. So it was shortly after that, a few days after that, that I thought of the situation that we talked about just a little while ago, as in reversing the aspect of saying, okay, no, you're not going to go. And hopefully it would release some of the pressure or the anxiety or the what ifs to allow you to breathe. I mean, that was my only intention of going through that, was to try and to relieve some of that pressure.
And at first I was fighting that. I remember that because I was resistant. I didn't want to play that game with myself. I play enough games.
Well, and you even said, when I said it, you felt like it was, that I was talking about, you know, just kind of a mind game. And I reassured you that this was not a mind game. This, I mean, the intention, it's like, no, you're not going to go. So.
And I responded to that with, watch me. You know, it felt like a challenge. It felt like a command. I was not going to go.
It wasn't intended that. I was trying to relieve pressure.
Right.
You're kind of adding to it.
Right, but that's how that's the way I operate. And I'm working on rewiring buttons. I'm working on button. I mean, we're doing a whole overhaul here. You know, jack up the hair and put a new body underneath, kind of thing. But my response to that was a knee jerk from history. Was, somebody dictating to me, telling me how to feel, what to do, what to think, whatever. So it was, what do you mean I'm not going? That hurt, and I think I remember saying that stung, and I know you were being helpful, but on the emotional level, that's not how I took it emotionally. And one of the things I found out recently, and this, I think I heard this before, but it just finally stuck, is that people who've been through traumas and traumatic experiences and whatever, and those of us with anxiety may have had an emotional trauma that stunted our emotional growth. So one of the things I talk about is that 5-year-old mind, back in the day of ninja nuns from not so pleasant places and such, and the teachings of the fear-mongering that I grew up with.
Right.
That's that 5-year-old mind that was stuck. And that's where we're dealing with a lot of this too, is this emotional stunt. I mean, I'm emotionally stunted in that area, being able to work through the anxiety. And that's why when you said that.
So with a little bit of time that we have left, where are you at now?
Right this moment, I'm sitting in this chair. Dealing with a lot of emotion. There's, it's not necessarily anxiety, there's a lot of shame. There's a lot of frustration, sadness. There's a lot of that, what if? And I don't want to let you down. So that's where I am. The angst isn't there right now. It's just a whole different set of emotions. And I feel kind of raw, very exposed. But if I can help one person.
And the encouraging part is the fact that as we've gone through this in recent events, there is a person that you have helped overcome.
Those of us who are experiencing anxiety, PTSD, whatever the heck you want to call it, we would prefer to talk to somebody who's experienced it